don't watch TV anymore, do you? You
No,
just watch
never.
YouTube. So this is what you're doing instead of watching, say, The Penguin.
Where can I get this? How many channels do I have to flip around to find this?
Why?
I can't watch these actors reading lines on a set. What are you doing?
You're one of them.
Yes, I'm one of them.
Welcome to Spike's Car Radio. Now with faces in 4K. We've got a couple of...
I could have got my car in the background if he had pulled up a little.
We've had a nice complaining session going on here with Jerry Seinfeld and Zuckerman. We've got a terrific show. This is our very first video show.
We don't know yet.
Do you guys know that you guys were on the very first show? 2014, June 14th, 2017. You and I and Zuckerman congregated at the Malibu Kitchen for the very first episode of Spike's Car Radio.
Wow.
And I wanted to...
Yeah, I do.
I wanted to have you guys back for this one because it's a really special one.
That's really nice.
Now, you've got something to say about podcasts. What?
The problem with the podcast is the microphone. You see these people, I see the comedian podcast. They're in these lazy boys and they're just like this. And they're just talking into the mic. And there's I don't like the lack of movement, but these move nice so we can move around.
You ever see those people who have to talk loud into the cell phone? They're like, well, I'll be right down there. I'm on a cell phone. I have to yell.
Speakerphone. People yell into the speaker for some reason.
Yeah. You don't have to do that here. It's very nice microphones. Everything's been upgraded.
Where'd you get that drink?
You want one?
Yeah.
Jack, would you get him one?
Yeah, that's what Jack's function is. So Jack Ferriston is here.
He's our cue card reader.
Our gopher. We've got a little drink. Go ahead, just bring it in. There you go. There goes young Jack.
He assesses everything.
We haven't figured.
What have they given me over here? I must. Does it meet my specification?
That's how I make a living.
We haven't figured out how to integrate the cigars in food yet. That's the one piece
I know.
we
I
don't
ate
quite
because
have.
I didn't.
That's great.
I didn't feel like you guys had that part figured out.
We haven't figured it out. And we don't think we're going to smoke cigars in here either. We don't think this is a smoking environment.
Why not? You don't want
If he wants to, for him.
For later.
And eventually, if this really takes off, I will, in the roof, get a big exhaust fan.
Ooh.
It's got to be silent, though, if we're going to do this. If he's going to smoke, or you're going to smoke on camera. You okay? He's breaking everything. You know what the problem with podcasts?
This is the problem.
Yeah, tighten up the swivelly thing there. Have you never been on TV before, sir? I don't understand.
Not like this. This is TV now?
I think this is
I want out.
I think this is all that's left of TV. Anyway, we're excited to be here for this next chapter.
Yeah.
Largely, due to you guys showing up. I just wanted to thank you to start the show off. You guys have been great.
Nice.
We love
welcome.
having you on this show.
We've loved being on the show. We made the show.
You made the show. You couldn't do the show without you guys.
No,
And
we
I'm
are
happy
the
you're
essence of the show. I see you have these other individuals that when we're not here.
Yes.
And that's great too. But this is the show.
Well, let's start with you. It's been a while since we've gotten together with you out here. You haven't been out here for a while.
I know.
What's going on?
Transitioning to nobody likes to say empty nest anymore. There's new phrases I'm sure you've heard.
I'm thrown off by transitioning.
Bird launching.
Oh, is that?
Open doors. Have you heard these phrases? This is what the parents are using
pockets.
Huh?
Empty pockets.
Yeah. So we were in that phase.
I see.
So we're just stabilizing that part.
Well, I'm getting close to that. I think Zuckerman's gone through it. What you always have great life tips.
I do.
So your kids leave the house, they go off to college. You've got some big houses too.
Yeah.
Now it's just a couple folks in there. How do you deal with that?
You don't. Just move on. Just forget it. You know what I do? I get up in the morning and I have a Italian mocha pot, and I make my wife and myself a coffee, and we sit and we talk there for 10, 15 minutes in the morning, and that's the day. Our day is set. We're happy. We spend some time together. I make the coffee. It's a complex Italian procedure that I enjoy.
How's it changed the car collecting? Like, what's happening? Like, we noticed the 917 is up for sale.
Yeah.
There's a lot of car rumblings in your world.
Yeah.
And you're here today to kind of tell us here's where I am right now. Here's what's happening. And we have a special surprise for you that we're going to get to in a minute. But first, tell us.
Well, what he doesn't know is that he is kind of the mainspring of this entire car mania. You know this.
I know that.
When he does something, I must do something.
Yes, there's a response.
Yeah, there's a response. Now, I had that idea. Well, I can't talk about it on the air, but I mentioned it to you last time. A venture, a project, a new venture that I am embarking upon.
Yes.
To which you said, do you remember what you said in the
I do
parking
not.
lot? You said, that's $1 billion idea.
I did.
So I started spending that money.
The imaginary billion.
Yeah.
We're all guilty
Oh,
of
yeah,
that.
this is good.
Yeah.
I like
just started-
imaginary money.
Yeah, I started spending it.
Good. Oh, yeah.
So that's what I've been doing.
Okay. Well, let's start with the 917. That goes up for auction when?
January something.
And why should people buy this car?
Why do you buy the Hope Diamond? Why do you buy the Guernica?
The Guernica.
That's Picasso.
Picasso's Guernica. Why would you buy that? Why would you even want that?
That's the question.
The question is because mankind has so few hits, so few true highlights of
Right.
our species. This is one of the greatest objects of the 20th century.
It's a pinnacle.
Yeah, it's a pinnacle object of the 20th century.
And it's going up at which auction? In Kissimmee, Florida?
Meekum in Kissimmee, Florida,
Kissimmee,
because
Florida.
Dana Meekum and I came to a marketing agreement.
A compact.
Yeah, we had a compact.
And this car was the original Solar Productions panel, camera car, right?
Yeah, and belonged to Steve McQueen. He bought it from Porsche.
So
sold it to Dick Atwood, who was the driver of the first winning Le Mans 917.
Right.
Then he sold it to Brian Redman, and then Brian Redman sold it to I think Reinhold Jost, who ran the Audi Le Mans program.
And
that guy?
And when we watch Le Mans, where do we see this car? Is it
In the movie?
Yeah, is it in
It's-
the movie going around the track, or is
Yeah,
it just
it's
shooting?
No, it's all over the movie. Yeah.
So it was shooting a lot of the POV shots, right? Because
Yes.
I remember it had a bracket on the front of
Still
it.
does.
Yeah,
that
still
kind of
does.
came out this way, and you could put a camera on it.
Yeah.
and- yeah.
And
And why sell it? You just
Because I've had it 25 years, and I just want to see somebody else enjoy it, and I've enjoyed it, and there's no real, when you buy or sell a car, it's all instinctual, isn't it?
It is. Yes, it's like catch and release.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's time to throw it back in.
Yeah.
and it's time. Certain things are not time.
Yeah, and sometimes we make a mistake,
That's true.
but that's all part of the thing, You just kind of. Somebody said, "Would you ever consider selling it?" That's how I've gotten a lot of cars. You go up to somebody. And that's how I got my house out in Long Island. I said to Billy Joel, "Would you ever consider selling this house?" "Well, I don't know." He says, "If I did, it would have to be this number." I go, "I'm fine with that number," and we shook hands. And it
that's
was-
seed theory. You planted the seed.
Yeah.
It sprouted right away.
yeah.
And but there are times you have a car, and it's a car that you say is a never sell, but then mentally, you let go. Once you let go, it's gone.
Yes, and there's an odd yin and yang that there is a thrill to selling
Yes.
and buying. They're kind of two pieces,
Of
right?
course. Like gambling, winning and losing.
Yeah,
They go with a program.
yeah,
And then you get that, and then once you've made the decision to sell, you want it out. It's
yeah,
gone.
yeah.
I don't think I haven't changed my mind. Once the car is on the block, once I've mentally disconnected from it, it's done. Mm-hmm. It's got to go.
Have you already spent that 917 money?
No,
Why not?
I haven't
That's
got it
future
yet.
money.
I'm not good with money.
But you said
I'm
that
good
you-
at making it.
Yeah.
And after that, I'm completely irresponsible.
Well, you said you had $1 billion idea, maybe in the
That's
future.
a different conversation.
That's a different conversation. But,
Yeah.
but obviously, this car is going to sell for an awful lot of money.
Yeah,
So
could.
you haven't spent a dime of it? What
I
have
have
you
spent a dime.
What have you bought? What do you get for us?
Are you guys familiar with the Rudi Klein auction?
Yes, we are.
The junk dealer?
Come on.
Yes, I did.
What did you
Come
get?
on.
There's a car in that. There was a car in that auction that for some reason nobody paid attention to. Magnus Walker did a 30-minute video where he walked you through the entire Rudi
Wow.
Klein collection.
Cameron can pull that up.
He is standing next to this car, and he's talking. He's talking about this Mercedes 300 SL, and he's standing next to a '62 twin grill Roadster with 500 original miles on it. He doesn't even mention it. And then I've read Octane did like 5 pages on Rudi Klein. No mention of this car. A brand new 1962 twin grill Roadster, all Ridge.
There you go.
Yeah, there it is.
Is it blue?
Yeah, it's
Come
Oslo
on.
Blue.
Oh, so
Give me
you
a
just
break.
bought this.
I just bought that.
Wow.
Everything, all the dirt came off. The rear window, which is completely fogged up, is now clear. We were able to clean it off and it's clear. They only made 248 of these. I've never seen another original one.
Boy, that's insane.
That's a hell of a...
Did that say $1.1 million?
Did it?
I wasn't going to say anything about the dime he spent. I spent the dime.
But
Yeah.
why is that $1 million 356?
Why not?
Why?
Yeah,
a
just
500 mile
It's just 500 miles.
1962 twin
I
grill
missed
Roadster.
that detail. Wow.
These cars, restored regular run of the mill, are 600-700.
Yeah.
And you would have to get
there any
the car. You would have to restore it.
Are there any
So
other photos
that
up
would
there?
be 3 years
Brent?
to get it restored. And
Yeah,
it would never
but
be
this
original.
You open the door on this, Zuckerman, and the smell. is-
Wow.
The history, and if you're a 356 person or just an old car person, this car just has got all of the aura and patina and everything you want
There's
from an
the
old
back.
It is
car.
fantastic.
There's the back there, Jerry.
Yeah, there's a couple of sections have been painted, but small. You
Wow.
could just see, like,
So this
see
is like-
behind that in front of the rear wheel.
Yeah,
See
yeah.
that little square there is painted.
Right.
But all the other panels we paint metered are original.
So what will you do to this car?
Clean it, put oil in it, tune it.
Will you fix
Brakes?
that with paint over the fender?
No, I'm not going to touch any of that. No.
Yeah. This is what really you're great at.
Yeah.
Is taking these cars and adjusting them just enough to
Yes.
make them perfect to drive and still look just right.
Yes, it's an empathetic recommissioning.
Wow. Let's talk about RaceDeck. Over 2 decades ago, RaceDeck was invented a cost-effective, durable, and truly do-it-yourself modular flooring system engineered for the garage. RaceDeck's multi-patented design allows for easy DIY installation without all the hassles and mess of toxic epoxy coatings, transforming your garage in just hours, not days. RaceDeck has over 20 styles to transform that ugly garage into the coolest garage on the block. Self-draining design allows for liquids to flow freely, like Zuckerman's pants. Can handle vehicle rolling loads in excess of 80,000 pounds without chip, peel, or stain. What?
My self-draining feature.
Yes.
Yeah.
I liked your transitioning joke. RaceDeck manufactures 24/7 and ships most orders within 48 hours. Shop at racedeck.com and use code SPIKE911 for an exclusive 15% off and free shipping. Racedeck.com. Use code SPIKE911 for exclusive 15% off and free shipping. I've arranged for a surprise for you, Jerry. A very big surprise, which I don't think will be a surprise, but it might be a surprise. Let's break off the camera here. All right. Under this tarp is a car you used to own.
Yeah.
And I owned it
Yes.
for 48 hours before I gave it back to you. Go ahead, Jack. Pull it off. This is the big reveal.
Oh.
There it is. This is your Renntech E60.
Can I get it back? Okay. At the time,
Tell
Mercedes.
us what this is, first of all.
This is a car that was built by Mercedes for me in exchange for making 2 commercials. One for the ML, what was it, Spike? Jurassic
430?
Park.
the MLK?
No, their first SUV, the ML 350, I think it was, and the first C-Class.
Right. And this
And you and I wrote the commercials.
we did. We did.
And we shot them. And in exchange for that, they built this car for me illegally.
It's a 1997 E420 modified by the outfit Renntech.
Right.
$115,000 of upgrades are on this car. I don't know how you did that. It's a V8 that was converted to a 6-liter, bumping up the output to 420 horsepower. It's got a sport resonator, sport muffler, high volume carbon fiber intake, heavy duty oil cooling kit.
Open the door, Jack, and show him the
Yeah,
rocker.
open the door, and then a host of special Look down right now,
Look
Jack,
at the rocker panel. It's straight
the
down.
door sill, and there it is, the Jerry Seinfeld edition. And now pull back and show us the interior. Tell us what you did here.
I did everything I could. That was violet blue leather.
Is it blueberry interior?
I think it was blueberry.
Is that a real Mercedes color?
No, it's all custom.
Can you, hey, Jack, will you show the stick shift that we were looking at? Because we've been driving the car.
Zuckerman, you don't know the story.
Can you?
I have no clue what I'm
Okay,
looking
at the time, Mercedes was occupying the Frank Lloyd Wright ex-Porsche Guggenheim circling.
Right.
What do you call that?
Building, the museum.
Yeah, no, but he redid that for Porsche on Park Avenue as their showroom
Right.
for Hoffman.
Right.
And at the time that I picked this car up, it was still there, original. It was like a sloping little driveway. And it was really cool. So across the street is a restaurant hotel. I think it's the St. Regis. The Regency. The Regency. And they had a food poisoning incident. I'm pulling my car out. The New York Post is there covering this food poisoning incident at the Regency Hotel. They see me in the showroom picking up the Mercedes, start taking pictures. It's 1997. I'm riding high.
Right.
Jews are hot in America. Everyone loves them.
It's not a dirty word.
So different. And they get a picture of the trunk lid. It says E60. Someone from the EPA sees the article in the New York Post and goes, E60, that doesn't sound familiar. Looks up legal importation model designations, and that's not on the list. They they impound the car. They come and find me and impound the car.
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding you. And it was exported to Mexico.
No. You're missing big pieces of this.
Okay.
You're missing big pieces of this story.
All right, go ahead.
But before we get to that piece, I'll get you there. Is this something you did on the stick shift? Do you see that 4, 3, 2, 1 of the speeds there? There you go. Look at that.
No, I didn't do that. That's the way it is.
Is that Renntech or is that just
That's
the way?
No, that's a standard
That's just Mercedes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
And
kind
so
of
you could that was what we had instead of paddle shift in the day.
Right, exactly.
That goes back even the 6.3 300 SCL had that kind of an early Tiptronic.
So there were only, I guess, 60 of these E420 conversions to E60s, and as you said, they weren't exactly legal in the United States.
Right.
But you called me after you had it for a little while and said, "Do you want to buy it?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah." I was really excited about the car.
Yeah.
And you shipped it out. At the time, it had somehow you had gotten it registered in the state of New York, and it had that inspection sticker on it. And when it landed at my hangar, Steve, the detailer, remember Steve? Steve scraped it off. I said,
Good move.
Wash
If you see a sticker, scrape it.
I said,
Something that legitimizes the car.
something that legitimizes the car, because apparently you had gone through quite some trouble to get this thing federalized and somehow registered, or it kind of snuck in under the wire and nobody noticed.
Yeah.
He took it off. He detailed the car. He sent it to me. I drove it, opened the door, and saw that JS edition and thought immediately of Scottie Pippen. Like that this was too much of a Scottie Pippen professional sportsman car.
Right, yeah.
And I called you and I said, I can't buy this. It was $72,000. I said, I know I said I would buy it, but I can't.
Right.
And you were like, that's fine. Just send it over to my hangar. This is the only time you were ever angry with me. And then the car came back to you and the sticker was off it.
Right.
And that's where you got into trouble. You went to register it again and they said, what is this? And you called me up and you let me have it, and rightfully so.
Really?
I deserved it. It's the only time I've ever heard
Well,
you.
it wasn't your fault. Steve did it.
Well, tell older Jerry that. You were like, why did you take it off? And I was like, I don't know. I felt so bad.
Well, let me apologize now. I don't like to get upset.
I've never seen you upset other than that moment.
Yeah.
And how long have we known each other?
I apologize.
But here it is again. Somehow, so then you said they're going to have to take it to Mexico.
Yeah.
And it's going into the into the crusher.
If they had to get it out of the country or it was going to get crushed.
Or it was going to get crushed.
Right. So
So
Mercedes brings it to Mexico where somebody did the Baja 1000 with it or something.
No, they took it out of the country.
Yeah.
They brought it back in, and now it's in the Mercedes Classic Museum, and they were nice enough to loan it to us today for us to drive it this week. You're here for a little while. We can hoon around in it.
Oh, that would be
Isn't
fun.
that cool?
How
Let's
many
just-
miles are on it, Jack?
17,000 miles. You can see it there in the bottom. You can push in on that a little bit. I think you did.
That's fresh.
You
I
did
think we
these.
should keep it.
Let's keep it.
Well, yeah. I mean, why?
72,000.
Why wouldn't they give it back to you?
Why don't we just say it went to Mexico?
What's
It's
that?
funny.
It
It's a
just
really.
went to Mexico. We don't know where it went.
It's really, this car is cool now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It was weird in the day, but now it's cool.
So what is that? 97 is the second to last year of the show,
Yeah.
right? You
Right.
did that commercial in the break, I recall.
Yeah.
Right. You know, you remember what you bought me? You got a car, and I got the first Porsche mountain bike.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Guess what I discovered in my storage unit in New Jersey? The green Klein bicycle that hung in the hallway
Oh,
of my
no way.
apartment for 9 years.
Wow.
I kept it. I saved it.
We should do something with that.
I just saw 3 cherries just came up across Zuckerman's eyes. The bandit just paid off.
All right, let me do an ad, and then we're going to show you what we bought. We have a new car because
Wow.
Zuckerman is a genius at finding things. But first, we're going to talk about Wrist Aficionado and new watches. Wrist Aficionado sent us a very special watch, well, me, to wear. Look at this. This ice blue
Oh, nice.
day date
Look at that.
platinum, which I am going to wear. They have boutiques in Miami, Beverly Hills, and New York. They sell fine watches, fine jewelry, and purses for the ladies. So when you're buying your expensive
ladies.
watch, here, do the high to low sort.
So-
Look at what these guys are up to, Jerry.
Wow.
1.6 million APs. Well, they didn't send that over
You
yet.
get a twin grill roadster for that.
Maybe they can market that bicycle.
Wrist Aficionado is a secure solution for collectors looking to resell their sensitive timepieces. They look for fair purchase offer based on live market analysis and take it on consignment. Discreet process to avoid being blacklisted by manufacturers. They are the absolute best. You can visit them, like I said, in Beverly Hills, New York, or Miami. And we welcome Wrist Aficionado to the show. We're excited about their stuff. And look, here we go.
You enjoy your watches quite a bit, I see.
Yes.
Does it bother you that other people enjoy their watches?
I don't ever think about other people.
That's good.
I don't-
That
it
is
doesn't-
the right way to be.
You know, like, it's like, I never think about any, in the old days when I dated, it never bothered me that somebody dated her before she was out in
Right.
circulation. I don't care what other people are doing. I'm self-centered. I'm egocentric. It's
That is
okay.
the secret of your success.
Yeah.
Don't you find, don't you enjoy watches?
I do, but when other people like something that I like, or that you see these other hobbies, I wanted to talk about, I guess you guys have been over the Jaguar thing.
Oh, boy.
Well,
we-
I wanted to talk
we
about
have been.
brands that, how brands damage themselves.
We were talking about this, Zuckerman. You know, you don't ever release an idea without releasing a car. And here's what they put out today.
Yeah, I saw this.
I've talked to a couple journalists privately, and I won't say who they are, but people I trust, who said that's it. As far as they know, that's it. And the reaction is not good.
Yeah.
What I mean,
Here's my theory on
give
this.
us your take on this.
My take is there's 2 Britons. There's the one that we get as Americans.
Right.
And then there's Ziggy Stardust, Britain.
Yes.
And Boy George,
Yes.
who I think is a great musician.
Yes.
And also, I liked the way he did it. I thought that guy had a cool eye for creating a look for himself.
Yes.
Boy George.
Theatrical glam rock.
Yeah.
So you think this is the theatrical glam rock?
This is that
of
vein
cars.
of British pop instinct of we gotta go freakazoid.
But look at the front.
Such a misfire.
It's very British though.
You think?
I don't.
It's Ziggy
I don't-
Stardust. That's what it is.
You're so generous. You're so generous.
Yeah, those are two
I'm
very.
not saying it's going to work. I'm saying that's where it comes from. You think, who did this? Who thought of this? It's that side of British pop culture.
Their
Freakazoid. They
sensibility.
like to go freakazoid.
If you, yes, again, I think you're generous. I look at this, I say, that's an abomination, right there. This, one would think this is, that they had the brand insured for $100 billion, and if they could destroy it, they would get all of this insurance money. Because this is like Jewish lightning. This is like lighting your liquor store on fire because you don't.
I'll tell you what. It looks like to me they spent all the money on the commercial, and then they said you don't have much for the rendering, so farm that out to some college kid. Pull up the car with
it is
Dazzle.
pretty
Pull up that Dazzle car. Is that the Dazzle is the zebra stuff, the white and black stuff right there. There you go. Is that it? That looks like it's
Chrysler 300C.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they're trying to compete with the Rolls, the electric Rolls, Spectre, and I don't know.
I mean, the world you knew is gone.
It's in the rearview mirror.
Yes.
I agree. But I do have some accumulated wisdom from that. Now, when I look at the ad, you saw the ad on TV with these funny people. Yeah. I thought that would have been a cool Benetton ad in 1997.
Right.
That was
92.
92.
Cool. By
Okay?
97 it was over.
And I didn't like the guy with the paintbrush. He's got no reason to exist.
We said it was
all.
a dozen Tilda Swintons.
Right. And
yes, it was.
But but going back to when I was a kid, and we have in the corner back there an E-Type Jag. You looked at that car, and it aroused passion in me as a kid.
Right.
I saw that car. I thought it was the coolest thing. I can't imagine anybody thinks that this campaign is the coolest thing. I can't imagine a 10-year-old looking at that ad campaign and thinking there's anything that they want to aspire to.
Of course not. But Jerry, solve the problem. Here's the problem I give to you, the branding person. Okay, Jaguar's about to go into the shitter.
Yeah.
We need a major rebranding here.
Yeah.
We need to do something bold. We need to do a disrupt. We need a future for this company.
Sell it to authentic brands.
And then there can be a little rack at the airport.
Yes.
Sell it.
Or you can get Pepsodent, you can get blackjack gum, and you can buy a Jaguar.
I don't understand what that means.
You can buy a Schick razor. This authentic brands is a guy it ended up being a brilliant idea. He bought extinct brands.
I see.
And it turned out to be a great business because people had affection for these extinct brands.
So you turn it into keychains.
Yes.
And turn it into shoes.
Airport keychains.
But keep it looking green and cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good solution.
Yeah.
No more cars. I think they're headed there. I think they're on their way.
Well, where were they going?
They were dead. They were dying. And
it's a Hail Mary.
And that's what I kind of respect about the move. At least they tried, but this second piece, we were saying if they reveal a cool car, then I think they may got us. Everybody's talking about them. But then they did this cartoon, and I'm not sure.
They've managed to create something called Stage 5. I've always known about Stage 1 through 4 in a disease.
Yeah.
This is
a problem.
This is Stage 5.
Put
There's
up
no
the
coming
picture.
back.
He can get pictures. There's a picture of this rendering, and Saab had their last rendering of a car they were going to make.
This is the test.
It's the same car.
Somebody is winning on this. I think this whole campaign, there's a short seller, there's somebody with financial interest in seeing this company die. This is basically putting gasoline on yourself and lighting yourself on fire.
You just want, don't you, when these kind of things happen, I want to be in the room when they pitched it. I want to hear the pitch, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And you want to direct them and you want to help them.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the pitch. I think I just went through it. Gentlemen, close the door. We're fucked. In 3 short months, there will not be a Jaguar.
Yeah.
There will be no Jaguar. And I need some real ideas here to pivot the company to turn it. We tried that little F 2-door sport coupe.
Yeah.
Made a great sound.
The F-Type,
got a lot of sound tickets. Mm-hmm. Nobody's buying these cars.
Right.
The old stuff doesn't make us money.
But the Chinese brought MG back. They're selling an MG Roadster.
The Chinese brought the MG back.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
It just shows you how persistent a real brand is. The Chinese thought, hey, there's still value in the MG Octagon logo.
Yes.
I think
we can make some money off of it.
It's a way to get cash out of the country if you're Chinese. Here's what they're in the room, Spike, and they go, okay. The stock is at 12 cents.
Right.
And we have one last way to make some money, a little insider trading.
Okay.
We short sell our stock because it's going to go to 2 cents in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's this little VIG of 10 cents.
So you think they did this on purpose?
We need to figure out a way to make this thing fail spectacularly within 3 or 4 weeks.
Yes.
Right?
It's an insurance fund.
So they're killing the stock on purpose to cash in.
Right.
That's another good theory.
Right? Yeah.
That's a really good theory.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that could possibly explain what we're looking at right now in real time.
What was the Mel Brooks movie? You know, where they do the play about,
There was a
Nazi
movie
Germany.
about
Producers,
The
Springtime
producer,
for
yeah.
Hitler.
Springtime for Hitler. This is
Yeah,
their
you can make more money with a flop than you could with a hit.
right.
Bloom. Worlds turn on such ideas.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's crazy. There was a movie where they were trying to sink the stock and keep it low. Was it Hudsucker Proxy?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, a Coen Brothers movie.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
with Tim Burton.
Yeah, and they put the idiot in charge of the company to kill the stock price.
Yeah.
There you go. And that's a good explanation.
So there is
Oh,
a
right.
precedent.
That's right.
There is a
Right.
precedent for
There
my
is a
idea.
precedent. Let's show this Zuckerman car off. Let's break
Well,
off
it's
the camera.
the Plan Z car
It's a Plan
Oh,
E
really?
is what
Plan
we're
E.
calling it.
Plan E.
Plan E.
because this is an E12.
Because this is an E12.
An E12.
This BMW that is behind you is the very first 5 Series, Jerry, and it is known internally as an E12. And do you know who designed this car?
Bruno Sacco?
Close. Paul Brack and Marcello Gandini together. When you think about those two luminaries,
That's my car. Is the white one behind it. 71T.
So tell us first of all, Zuckerman, tell us what this car is.
well, it's a 1979 525 E12. This car is in Reseda, as in the Valley, Reseda, Reseda, Reseda green metallic.
Wow.
Isn't that a beautiful color?
What a weird.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really nice. Take us through the car, Zuckerman. Tell
Okay.
us what this is and why it's important and why you bought it.
Okay, so this is a 1979 BMW E12. It's a 525. And I bought it because it found me. I didn't find it. It found me. And then it turned out to be something that I didn't know I needed, and I absolutely
Wow.
did. So it's in Reseda green metallic.
Why? That is the funniest
it's
color
the-
I've ever heard. Is
Yeah.
it the California
As
Reseda?
in Reseda Boulevard.
That's so funny.
It's so bizarre. It's so
That is
something
not-
you don't want.
Yeah, it's not the most luxurious place in the world.
It's
in
the
fact,
least luxurious
Right,
place in
right.
the world. It's something you don't want to aspire to. But in any event, I got a call about this car. I got a call from my friend Drew at EAG, and he said, "Hey Zuckerman, there's a car that is down the street from you. There's a gentleman who we should know, but we don't. He's trying to sell it, and he's kind of a lunatic. He's got an eye for the unusual car, and he's over there in Westwood." And he's got this car. It doesn't make any sense for me to bring it out to Ohio and then try to market it. I can work a deal for you. And I
Right,
said, I don't know, Drew. I don't really want this. Wasn't on my radar. And then I thought I didn't think about it. And he called me up, I think the day before Thanksgiving. He said, "Happy Thanksgiving. I've got a gift for you." And I thought he was going to tell me that the yellow E39, the Dakar yellow car that I bought with 673 miles, that it was ready.
right.
I'd forgotten all about this. And he said, "No,
Right.
you go see this car." And I thought, I don't want to see this car. But then I thought, you know what? Why not? I'll go see this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it'll be junk and I'll walk away from it. And I went to this guy's house, and immediately, he's the kind of guy, he does some sort of recognition on the internet. So he finds pictures that other prior owners have posted of the car. He then finds the prior owners. He gets their photographs. He confirms the mileage. He is a deep dive documentarian. He's a documentary filmmaker. So he's really passionate. And he's got a 71S that you're going to want to buy. But we'll get to that a little bit later.
Well, take us through the car. We got a
So-
camera live here.
Okay, so would you open up the door, Jack? The driver's door?
Let's have a look at the interior. These aren't fast cars, right? They're 4-speed manual gearbox
Yes,
cars.
and-
Well,
but
look
it's
at
a-
that interior.
It's a Getrag 4-speed. It is the smoothest 4-speed.
Wow.
And it's 150 horsepower, but it's geared just right. It's not fast, but it is responsive. There's no hesitation in the setup. It's got
Pull
great
back,
power delivery. It's very linear.
And just hold on the interior.
And it
there
is
you go.
so oddly German. When I see that interior, I think of Bader Meinhof, Red Brigades. I think of leftists and rightists in Germany fighting it out in the streets in the 70s.
You know what, when I-
Reagan saying tear down this wall, all of that.
When
nonsense.
I sat in it, to me, it was like the ultimate college boy car
Yeah.
if your parents were wealthy in 1979. It has the greatest feel.
Wow.
It's just like a real honesty, almost a humility to it, a smoothness to it. It's not the fastest thing in the world, right?
No, but it's responsive and it handles well.
And it looks beautiful.
And for some,
Is this a Euro car?
This is a Euro car, which is why it looks good. It doesn't have diving board bumpers.
That's
So and it doesn't have side markers on the front fenders.
And so why aren't you using the radio? Why are you using that wireless? Tell us about your driving stuff. What is this stuff here?
Okay, well, we have to have
stuff in his car.
You have to
There's no green cheese in it yet.
I did have I have a book in it we won't talk about.
Let's not talk about that. But yes. But what's in the bag? Like, what is the stuff?
I just got some stuff at CVS today. I pulled in. I was on the way back from Chiconi's, and I decided I needed some.
Is something embarrassing in there?
Toiletries. No.
Zuckerman, open the bag up.
No, Jack, don't open the bag. No one wants to see my enemas and my ED medication. But actually, it's a can of deodorant and some face cream.
Oh, that's nice.
But my favorite, this is such an odd instrument cluster. And Jack, show him my favorite thing, the ring around the clock.
Oh, yeah, look at this.
Okay, so the ring around the clock, Jerry, you can rotate that, Jack, use your right hand.
It's a bezel.
It's a bezel that rotates for the air fan. Lufter is 1, 2, or 3 for the fan.
Oh.
So you rotate that little dial. It's so
That is
odd.
so cool.
It's the coolest feature.
You would think that would be the first thing to break too. Like you reach up and it just comes off and it's a mess.
Well, I'm going to compliment
it's so cool.
the prior owner, Michael. He went through this car. There's a couple of minor door dings I want to pull, but other than that, this car's fully sorted. I have not found
if you haven't had a
anything
fully sorted car like this ever.
Only if I get
Wow.
more from you guys.
What else? Is there anything else we need to look
What
at
I
on
love
it?
about that, if you were going to get geeky, I could open up the front clamshell, and you can see when a car's never been hit, when the original factory welds are intact, to see that originality.
If you
That's
want
something that, again, you're talking about why you bought it, the Rudi thing. When
Yeah.
you see something, and this is a car, your twin grill Roadster has a reason to be preserved. This has no reason to have had this care.
Even
and
better.
love. That's what made me crazy about it. Why would anybody put this in a collection? And it was sold new in Switzerland. It went to Sweden, and in both cases, careful owners lavished love on this just pedestrian car.
And he
cool.
calls me up and he goes, "Should we plan it?" I'm playing tennis at La Quinta, and he's the BMW guru.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whatever you want to do, because these guys, Jack and James, have learned how to drive manuals. They're just immediately partnered with the BMW brand. Every manual they've driven has been difficult, but the 1M and these BMWs, they're just instantly driving them. They love them, and so which makes me love them. And I said, let's do it, and here we are. I've never owned a BMW. This is very exciting for me. Have you ever owned a BMW?
Yes, I had a 5 Series when I first got married. I thought, well, I need a sedan. And I got a black 5 Series and had it for a little while. Brought our first kid home from the hospital in it.
What would that be? 2001, right?
2000.
Was that an M5?
That's an E39.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was a 535i, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great car.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Not
Does
a
its
manual.
job.
Well, I just bought.
Here we go.
Look at his eyes bulge.
Let's
see.
if I got a picture of it.
I just bought it a second ago.
It's kind of close. It's similar to what you have.
I bought something else too.
Here.
It's a 74 Fiat 124 Special.
Wow.
That is the exact same car that I came out to LA with $2,000 in my pocket, found it on a used car lot on Washington Avenue, $2,000. I gave the guy every dollar I had because I didn't care. And I was sleeping on George Wallace's couch, so I didn't need to pay rent or anything. And it's another car that should not exist in this condition.
This is the next movie idea. We take Jerry and this car and give him $2,000 now in 2024. And we say, good luck, Jerry. What are you going to do now?
Where do I?
How many Fiats do you have? Well, let me do an ad. Let me do an ad,
4.
and you can find it. Let's talk about Vredestein tires, the official tire partner of Spike's Car Radio. We have plenty of cast members and crew using the Vredestein tires. Erica Ferriston has the Quad-Track Pro on the Tesla Model Y. Jerry Seinfeld has You have those classic Vredesteins
I
on
do.
your Volkswagens. Yes, you do. I have the Grip Classic on my Series 2A, which I couldn't live without. And Johnny Lieberman has the Pinza AT on his Rivians. Fantastic tires. We couldn't recommend them more. You know, Zuckerman, everybody is buying these Vredestein tires. Are you getting those?
Because of us. Because of us. Even Lieberman and his Pinza.
No, I just keep getting, people are really happy with them.
Yeah.
Bill from the Malibu Kitchen. Anyways, check out Vredestein.com. Go there and look for your local dealer and don't bother me with it. Just go to Vredestein.com and they'll tell you where to buy these tires. Anyway, did you find the picture?
Yeah.
This car should be reduced.
Can we hold
back
it up?
to
Can we
its
all see?
atoms.
That's the whole point of the video.
You're never going to find one that looks like this. That's the crazy thing. It's very similar to your car. There's no reason that this
Here.
exists.
Text it to me and I'm going to text it to him.
I can't believe that car is intact.
I know.
That car
And-
should be rust. It should be oxidized. It should be in pieces.
Yeah. I've had several of these. I can't even get them to run. This car runs, drives, stops. Early 70s Fiats do not exist
They don't.
in preserved condition. Same as your Reseda Green. Why is that car still around? It's a similar thing.
It's defied. It's like the last Japanese soldier in the jungle of the Philippines.
Right.
All those years
Doesn't
later.
know the war's over.
Yes.
Here, we're going
So this is the exact car, model, and year of the car that I came to LA, spent all my money on, all the money I had, which was $2,000, and drove all over California doing gigs in
Wow.
Northern California, Palm Springs, wherever I could get a job. And I had that car for like 5
There
years.
it is. Here,
Drove
check it
everywhere.
out. Let's put it up on the monitor right here.
Oh my goodness.
So you already have it. Wow,
I have
that's
it, yeah.
perfect.
How are the panel gaps? How is this car not destroyed?
Look at that. Oh my God.
Look at that little thing.
My lawnmower has that engine. Is this your video, Jerry? Did you shoot this?
No,
Gianni
Gianni
did.
did.
That was Gianni.
This is remarkable.
Oh my gosh. Those seats look great.
Yeah.
Is that as orange as it looks or is that wood?
It's wood.
Wow. And will you drive this thing or is
Yeah.
it just gonna
Yeah, no, I'll drive it.
You will drive it.
It's really fun to drive. This was the car. Do you remember the famous René Julien, French stunt driver,
Yeah.
who would only do stunts with this car because he loved the way it handled. Four-wheel disc brakes.
Where did you find this car?
I was checking out a BMW 1600 orange on Bring a Trailer that I saw on Instagram, and I was curious what it was going to go for, and I just went on to Bring a Trailer, and there it was.
Wow.
Closing in 2 hours.
Has this car been restored?
No,
It's original.
it's painted. It's painted.
Okay.
I
But
can't
other
believe
than
how
that-
many cars you're buying on Bring a Trailer.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
yeah.
You're still there just goofing around in the day.
No, I never go there. This was a complete freak.
You know, that's how I got my Land Rover. It's the same thing.
Right, yeah.
I was procrastinating. And I
But
saw
this
it
is
and then I
to
just bought
find
it.
the year and the color.
Right.
And the condition is got to be the nicest one left in the world because nobody saved these. Nobody preserved these.
How many Fiats do you have right now in your
4.
collection? 4?
I have an 850 coupe, 2 128 sports, and this.
I love the battery's bigger than the engine.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like it would say Sears on it, that battery.
Right.
Right.
The whole-
I don't know why. It just reminded me of a Sears car battery.
Well, it's the color of Sears Tough Skins.
It is.
Yeah. What is that color?
Tough skins.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
you were,
congratulations.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
I think this car you will keep this. What is it? 528.
525. I think
525.
Spike's going to love going to tennis in this car. It is the perfect West Side car.
it's got a
Yeah,
little bit of
yeah.
a soaky seat on it. Like it's some sort of fabric that looks like it might soak up sweat. So I'm going to have to towel it
Well,
up.
you
for
have
that.
to be careful, sir. You,
Tennis cars are tricky, Zuckerman.
let me tell you,
You
yesterday
got to towel up.
I went to the liquor store. I had to serve some coffee. So in my neighborhood,
Why were you going to the liquor store?
For
Get
milk.
coffee.
For milk, to get milk for somebody's coffee that I
Right.
had to host, and of course at the liquor store on Adams they only had gallons, and I wasn't going to buy a gallon, and they had a little container of milk. It was the only other one in there. amongst all the other Hazarai that they're selling at this liquor store. And I took it, and I was about to toss it into the passenger window, the container of milk. And I caught myself because I said, if one drop of milk gets in that fabric,
it's done.
we have to throw this whole car away. So I held that milk.
This car?
In my hand, yes.
Oh,
I
my
held
God.
the milk in my hand, making sure that not a drop would spill.
Have you ever spilled? I know you spilled a big cappuccino in one of your new
Frappuccino.
A frappuccino.
Luckily, it was in a loaner of Mercedes.
It was their problem.
That was
That's why it
my
wasn't a
wife's
problem?
on a greatest story. You know the story.
I
Right?
thought it was your car and your wife.
It was my wife, but it was a loaner.
Right.
I was getting a car repaired at Mercedes. It was that big
God.
2-door.
The
coupe.
S-Class.
Yeah.
C-Class. CL?
Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah. So my wife and I had just gotten married, and we didn't know each other that well, a couple of years.
As
Just like
newly
married
married
people.
couples. Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. You
So
wire my
I pull
marriage
into,
to
we're
What's your
driving
name
out,
again?
We're driving out to the Hamptons. I'm feeling drowsy. I'm thinking, let me get some coffee.
Okay.
I pull into the mini mart. I get a Frappuccino. I put it in the car, in the cup holder, and then I go around, put gas in the car, get back in the car. Unbeknownst to me, Jessica has shaken it up and cracked the top, which I did not know. But I thought it was a Frappuccino. You got to shake it up. But I didn't know the top was
Oh, no.
off.
Some favor.
So I just started shaking and shaking this thing. And the next thing I know, I can't see. Because my eyeglasses just have Frappuccino.
You're
I go,
covered with coffee.
Yeah, I can't see. Why can't I see?
Oh, my God.
And I'm still shaking. It's just going all over the interior of the car. She just starts laughing and laughing. She couldn't stop laughing. I don't see any humor in this at all. I slowly walk into the mini mart. I say to the man, with the little drips coming off of my glasses, I go, may I have a roll of paper towels, please? And that was it.
That was the
And
only
then
time.
the next thing I remember hearing from the detailer going, wow, that was a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah. Once my wife spilled wine in the car. She put bottles of wine together in the back, and that was the end of the car.
Oh.
It doesn't come out. It stays in the fabric, and it's like a little biosphere, and then it just starts to multiply.
Do you remember when Jimmy Spader had that Viper Green 964, and then his kid threw up in it?
Yep.
And he sold it. He sold it.
I had a Greek
did sell
salad. I had
Do you have to disclose that, Zuckerman, if your kid
No.
throws up in a car?
No, it's not real estate.
It's not like
It's not
houses?
real estate. That
No.
would be a real estate.
So anything can happen to your car. What about accidents? You should disclose that.
Well, if they're on Carfax.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if they're not,
If they're not, oh well, caveat emptor. Take a good look at the car. I had in my salad days when I was in law school, I had a Malibu Classic with a fabric interior. It was a
Wow.
cream colored car with a brown interior, brown fabric, and a Greek salad got tossed over.
Oh, my God.
And rancid olive oil and and it got,
Malibu Classic.
and the greatest thing was I came out one day and it had been stolen, and I thought, thank God that car is gone, and it was abandoned 3 blocks away.
How did he get you into BMWs?
It was a long process, wasn't it, Zuckerman? So I'm essentially driving a set of cars that I have driven once before, years before. And when I don't get it, I think I even called you and said, I don't understand this BMW thing that he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't understand why he likes them.
Yeah.
And then it was really the 1M. No, it was the
It's your
M5, the
kid.
2001 M5. Remember the what?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? The
Yeah, the
2001?
white one.
Yeah, I was driving that while I was recording guys for this video game because something happened to my truck or something, and I was just really enjoying driving it on the highway, and it was calming me down before a recording session. So that was the first little dot. The second little dot was before you have that black 1M that's way too overpowered. That I spun in front of the vice president's house in the rain. He said, be careful in it. I said, come on, it's a little tiny car. What can this thing do? And I hit it, and the whole car went sideways on Kenter. I went, my God, what is this? And I didn't like it. I didn't care for it. And then recently, these guys started driving. I don't know. I think I've also just changed. And I started driving, and I just enjoyed a more comfortable getting around town experience. You know, something where I can shift gears, but still daily it instead of the Bronco, which I
Right.
do love. But shift gears, feel a little more sporty, and a lot of tennis with towels. And there was a drive in your 1M or your partner's 1M.
The orange one.
And then what did I
Bless you.
drive right before it?
You were driving the gray E28.
The gray E28 is the entry point.
Uh-huh.
That one just clicked one day. I clicked. I took him out to drive in it that weekend. He clicked with it, and then I was gone. That really was the car.
Well, that's the first M5 from 1985, the Euro version.
Yeah.
Not the one we got in the
Right.
States, and it's in they call it lock silver.
Is that
Salmon
car here?
silver.
Is it-
Yeah,
is it
it's
behind
over
us?
there, back there, and Jack drove it too.
Yeah. That's a great. It's in the back there, off to the left.
I see.
And it's just the perfect car. But here's a funny phenomenon we noticed, okay? He gets lots of compliments when he drives my cars.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, people don't make
That is
eye
true.
contact with me. People avert their gaze from me, Jerry.
But
They
it's-
won't. They don't want to engage. The world doesn't want to engage with me.
Why do you
even though-
suppose that
I
is,
don't know,
Zuckerman?
because I'm nice and sweet.
As Kramer says,
Do you think?
look away,
Look at
I'm
this
hideous.
face. Look, there. Folks are looking at this face right now.
And then they look at
They
this
look
face.
at this face. I would say hi to you. The BMW people are really,
You did say hi to me.
but the BMW people are nonstop. If you're part of their club, even more, I think, than Porsche people, they're like, right on, man. And it's a more accessible brand, and valets love it. And you really don't experience that. And your cars are,
not
yummy.
to the extent that you.
I mean,
do.
it's nonstop, except for the red one, which the E34. I think the red put people off. But it could also be the difference between the West Side and Hollywood.
Maybe, or it could be my demeanor.
I did
sometimes-
get a lot of compliments in Hollywood when I drove it in, though.
I think it's the change. It's the.
You think
demeanor.
people are afraid of you?
I did tell a doctor to put his scalpel in his eye today. He told me how to practice law. I said, as long as we're giving advice on each other's professions. He said what I needed to do in court. So I said, I tell you what, why don't you take your scalpel and stick it in your eye? And then I'll do what you say, you do what I say.
This is a true story. He said this to me over the phone this afternoon.
So I was going to lunch.
And I was like, are you working with this guy or?
Not anymore. His loss.
Let's talk about AG1 staying motivated and eating healthy during the holidays. Is it a challenge? Is it a challenge for you, Jerry?
No, it isn't, Spike.
Did you overeat at Thanksgiving?
No, I didn't, Spike.
How did you not do that?
Because I only ate that one meal on Thanksgiving Day. I
And,
don't
what-
eat the rest of I don't have breakfast or lunch.
See, I love when you have plans for life.
He can handle
I
it.
have to do the rest of the ad, but what time did you eat?
I don't care what time it is. It
doesn't
and
matter.
your body doesn't either. It will adjust. You just tell your body no food till 4 o'clock.
Just like
and
that.
it will do it.
That's why it's important to support your health. Listen to Jerry. He uses AG1 every day, even on
My
Thanksgiving.
wife drinks AG1.
She does.
Yeah.
I take the travel packs. I drink it because I don't like to take a handful of pills in the morning, and you should try it too. So this year, try AG1 for yourself. We brought it out to La Quinta. It was perfect. We mixed it up. I've got those new omega-3s. This is how my body recovers from tennis. I haven't been injured in a year. AG1, vitamins.
Shouldn't have said that.
What do you mean?
Kenahora.
I'm
You're
not.
going to snap
Oh, you
cartilage
think?
tomorrow? Yeah, your Achilles tendon's gone. It's going to roll up all the way to your knee.
You're going to see your ACL go over the net. And your opponent is going to overhead smash it
We've
right back
discussed
at
this.
you.
Right out of the park. You'll never
Where they
find
have.
Oh, that's your kneecap. Sorry.
That's where they
Boing.
bring the spatula out. We've seen it happen. Guys get spatulaed off the tennis court all the time. They go like this and they just lift them off and we don't see them again for a year. Anyway, try AG1 for yourself. It's the perfect time of year to start a healthy habit. AG1 is offering new subscribers a free $76 gift when you sign up, and you get a free welcome kit, a bottle of D3K2, and 5 free travel packs in your first box. So make sure to sign out, check out drinkag1.com/spike911 to get this offer. That's drinkag1.com/spike911 and start your new year on a healthier note.
I need to get some from my office manager. I told you what happened to her on Thanksgiving.
No.
I texted you. She ate so much she threw up. She's not like him.
So you think AG1 is going to fix that?
Well, according to what you just read, yes.
We have lots of questions to get to. Get up YouTube, put it up on the screen. And Jerry, I want you to just tell me a couple of your favorite YouTubers and we're going to go to them. Does that make sense? You talked about these Florida Mercedes guys that you liked.
That was fantastic. Please don't edit that out. That was like when the elephant comes out of the circus. The kids wait the whole afternoon for the elephant to come out.
We're not ready for TV. We're just not ready. That's what you did right in the middle of talking.
It's unavoidable.
It was unavoidable.
Yes.
We don't see YouTube yet, but go ahead and pull it up. All right. Just give us a couple. It's always exciting for these YouTubers when they know that you're
car guys or anybody
that you're watching. Anybody that you're interested on YouTube. You always tell us these guys, because this is all you watch.
Paul, what's the name of the guy I like in Florida?
The guy,
Pierre Hadari.
Yes, he's in the middle of swampland.
Yeah.
He looks like
What's his name?
Pierre Hadari. Hedary.
Okay,
He's of
there you go.
Lebanese descent, and he somehow ended up in the middle of Florida.
Yeah, in the swamps of Florida.
There he is.
There he is.
And he's a fucking genius.
Yeah, he is a Mercedes
same guy?
genius.
This is the guy you like to watch?
I love Pierre because he doesn't care. He's found the holy grail of life,
All right,
which
there
is
he is.
find out what you're interested in and the hell with everything else.
Look at this man.
Look at this man.
Do
Do you think anybody in Ocala or wherever he lives cares about what he looks like? Get my 267 Mercedes diesel running again.
That's it.
That's what he does.
So this guy is one of the biggest experts in Mercedes diesel.
Mercedes diesel, all Mercedes, but he specializes in diesel. He knows it's the best.
His knowledge is encyclopedic.
Wow.
He is so knowledgeable, such a skilled.
Okay, here's another one I like. Go to Red Block Society.
Uh-oh. Careful what you bring up.
You don't watch TV anymore, do you? You
No,
just watch
never.
YouTube.
I don't remember the last time I turned on a TV.
Okay, Red
Block Society is about Volvos.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And these guys are really into the incredible durable qualities that were built into these Volvo engines, these indestructible engines. Did you know that the Volvo logo is not, you think, oh, that's the symbol for a male, the circle with the arrow. No, it is the symbol for Swedish steel. And that's why Volvo
That's not male?
uses it. No.
Swedish steel.
I sent you that video
Yes.
with the guy just 20 minutes on these engines and how they would, like Irv Gordon's P1800 that he drove for 3 million miles. They took it apart. It didn't need anything after 2 million miles.
As long as you kept up with the service
Yes,
regimen,
yes.
it would go forever.
Forever.
Look at this. So this is what you're doing instead of watching, say, The Penguin.
Yes,
on a
that's
Saturday
right.
night.
I watched this.
This is what you're watching.
There's a VW guy who finds VWs that are rusted in the woods.
Can I just ask, how much YouTube are you watching? Do you have any idea?
5 hours a day.
Really? For real? But you don't. But
I don't care.
But you're not watching movie. It's okay. I just want to.
It's okay.
By the way, we're
It's
moving.
okay.
Maybe it's not. But I believe everything is moving to YouTube. Like, I think everything appears to be dying. Movies, TV shows, the rest of it.
This is why. Where can I get this? How many channels do I have to flip around to find this? The Red Block Society.
Pretty exciting video right here.
And then I went and bought a Volvo 1800 ES. You've seen, because I got into I just had to have one of these engines. So I thought, well, what should I get? I'll get the sports car.
I love it. It's so good. So do you ever watch TV with the family on YouTube, or this is like a silo? You're siloed.
This is a silo. This is my own personal isolation chamber.
And you watch this stuff. What are you watching on?
The Cone of Silence.
A desktop or a laptop or your phone?
My phone. If I want a bigger picture, I just hold it closer to my face.
And what does the wife think about all this?
She's not looking up from her phone. I don't know. She doesn't know I'm doing it.
I think
He has found utopia. This is the Garden of Eden.
No, I mean, I
go
think
over there and do whatever. I'll do this.
What about you, Zuckerman? Are you when you and I are watching a lot of TV shows, but do you sit there also with your phone open, looking at stuff? That's what I do. I'm like this, going back and forth.
Two screens. If
screens.
I watch sports, it's two screens.
It's
I'm
two screens.
hoping to find something engaging enough so I don't do that.
Yes.
And there's very few things. The Penguin.
That's a state. That's a stage of denial. I do the same thing. That is a stage, and I realized this thing. The big thing is dying.
Well,
We're trying to stay engaged, but how long do you stay engaged on the Penguin?
The Penguin kept me watching. Other than the Penguin, I've got the thing in my
Right, it's 10 minutes, and then you look at the
Penguin's
phone,
over now.
and then an hour goes by.
I can't watch these actors reading lines on a set. What are you doing?
You're one of them.
Yes, I'm one of them.
What are you talking about?
I wouldn't watch it if I were you.
What does that mean for you?
Stand-up comedy.
Star of a TV show, star of a great big movie for Netflix this year. Where does that go? Are you done?
Here's what's happened.
Are you not going to do movies and TV?
No, I'm not. I feel like these forms need to be broken. They need to be run over, smashed, put into a recycling bin, melted down, and then we need to build new forms.
Yes.
And rebuild from the ground up.
Yes. And you're starting with the guy in Florida there. You think that's the future?
Yes.
And
I recommend everyone tune into Pierre Hadari tonight and watch him talk about alternators.
And then when you're done watching that, look at pictures of old Volvos for 30 minutes until they open the hood and then look at the engine.
I wish I could think of the handle for this other guy that I love that finds VWs that are half rusted in the ground and pulls them out and restores.
Is this the one you sent to me? He was explaining the differences between 66 and 67.
Yes, I sent you
He's
that.
in the woods in Vermont somewhere.
Yeah.
He is off the grid.
Yeah.
Totally
and he's there beaming his knowledge.
Yeah.
It's very specific and very detailed.
Yes.
I think that's what you like, that when somebody somewhere unexpected is so knowledgeable and so smart, and there he is where he doesn't belong.
And yet some of them have a slight sense of show business editing, and they cut out dull portions and they snug it up a little and you can get through it.
He was great because I have that 66 right over there, the Pagala edition.
Yeah.
And when I got that 66, you pointed out to me that there is a schism. There are some people love the 67 as the ultimate, and some people say, no, it's the 66.
Yes, that's
Even though it's a smaller engine, it's less evolved. The 67, because of gearing and maybe carburation changes and weight changes, some people think it's an evolution.
Well, 67 was the last year before they went to that big bumper.
Right.
And 68, things really changed. It was also when, who was the guy who really built the company? Neubauer?
You would know better than I. I have very little, but I think 67, they go to 1,500, and the 66 is still a 1,300.
Yeah, I like the 66 better also.
Right, peppier.
Yeah, it's peppy.
We have a bunch of questions to get to.
Yeah, let's do the question.
But first, we're going to talk about BlueChew. BlueChew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients of Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra. But at a fraction of the cost.
Those whistles.
We'll put it in after. BlueChew tablets are made in the U.S. and prepared and shipped directly to your door. The best part, it's all done online. That means no visits to doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line. Don't think you need it? I'm going to guess you've never put anything like that in your body, Jerry.
No,
never, right? No. You're very kind of organic, vegan-y sort of.
I don't like any chemicals. I don't like any drugs.
Look at the fubbis in a.
This guy.
I gotta, after making that movie, I got so crazy.
Yeah.
My blood pressure went up, and the doctor put me on a blood pressure medication to get it down.
Wow.
I got so nuts making that movie.
From making a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I just want to stop taking it because I just don't like taking it.
Was he able to show you the test that linked it directly to the movie?
Yeah.
Anyway, BlueChew wants you rock hard. They told me. That's the mission. There you go. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. We've got a special deal for you. Our audience, try BlueChew for free. Just pay $5 at checkout.
Bricked up.
BlueChew. What'd you say?
Till every tent is pitched.
Every tent is bricked up. You see, this is why we can't have them on the monitor.
It should be till every flag is saluted.
Every flag is saluted. Go to BlueChew.com to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. We thank BlueChew for sponsoring the show. Let's go to questions. Your favorite thing to do.
It is my favorite.
All right. What would you do, Jerry? And we were talking about, Zuckerman, you were bringing up this afternoon, the end of many car businesses, and one of those businesses that just lost their CEO, Stellantis.
Yes.
Right? Through mismanagement or raising prices, and that covers what brands? Jeep and...
Well, mainly
Fiat,
it's
Chrysler.
Chrysler,
Chrysler,
Fiat.
Jeep. Right.
Yeah.
The first question, hopefully 05. Jerry, if you were the new CEO of Stellantis...
Change the name Stellantis.
To
Job 1.
BlueChew. Stellantis is...
Make it bricked up.
It is a bad name. We've been talking about that
bad,
name
yeah.
for a long time. It's a terrible name.
Did you see
Stellantis.
this item? If Nissan does not get investment
months.
within 12 to 14 months, they're out.
And do you see there's a parallel here? Because this guy Tavares was Carlos Ghosn's
Yeah.
right-hand man. And of course, Carlos, these are two guys from Brazil.
He was Lebanese, gone.
But Ghosn was also from Brazil. He was raised in Brazil and in France. His grandfather, Ghosn's grandfather, emigrated from Lebanon to Brazil and made his fortune there. Ghosn's father killed a priest in Lebanon in 1960. I don't know why I know that, but it's true.
Wow.
So there's something funky in that family.
But it doesn't.
anyway.
But doesn't it seem like there's some? Doesn't it seem to you guys that there's some struggle going on now in the automotive business?
Well,
That-
yes.
What was he? What?
Every business is a struggle. We think of these things as institutions. They're not. It's just someone's idea. What
Yeah.
if we made cars that look like this and sold them for this much money? Let's try it.
But Maserati, we've also heard, add that to the pot. Are they part of Stellantis?
Well, they
No,
are. They're part of the Fiat.
They're part
Ferrari.
of Fiat, right?
But Ferrari's separate now. They're not.
They
with
go
Fiat.
back out again?
Yeah.
McLaren has always been kind of goofy.
Yeah.
We've always worried about them.
Lotus always.
What do you attribute that to? Just
It's hard to sell this crap. It's crap.
Spike's crap radio. It's crap. But these are
Spike, it wasn't until you started doing, what was that first car show that you did?
car matchmaker.
Car Matchmaker. And you started driving all these other brands.
Right.
It was the first time you went, oh my God, most of this stuff is crap.
That's true.
And I didn't know that myself until I did Comedians in Cars.
Yeah, but we were going through mostly older stuff. But
Yeah.
you're right. There was a lot of new stuff that did not even remotely hold my attention.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's hard. It's a tough racket.
It's a tough racket.
It's a tough racket.
That's
And
good.
you realize Stellantis, this was Johnny Agnelli's
Right.
company, really.
Right.
Back in the 60s, 70s. And now I think
Golden
it's his
age.
son or grandson,
Yeah.
Elkhorn, who's
Right.
who's this maybe the largest shareholder or chairman of Stellantis. The
Yeah.
Stellantis
What if
group.
we changed it
to Agnelli?
to Swinton? What if we Tilda
Agnelli
Swinton
is a
did?
good idea. Call it Agnelli.
Well, you have to connect it back to
Yes.
because once you separate
Zuckerman's
it
a genius.
That's
Damn it.
That's not a bad idea.
That is a great idea.
no Tilda Swintons.
No,
Full
'cause
Agnelli.
when you get Stellantis, it's just unmoored. It's
Stellantis-
just out in
Yes,
space,
right.
floating.
Stellantis always sounded like a weird drug.
Yes.
Do
Yes,
not
it
take
does.
Stellantis
For
if
your
you're
psoriasis.
allergic to Stellantis.
Yes.
You know, all of that
For
stuff.
men who want to be bricked up. Next question.
Spike's Car Radio for men that want to be bricked up. That's the quote you'll take away from Jerry Seinfeld. All right, next question. Instagram cars.
I never heard that expression.
Did that come off the ad?
Yes.
Jackie's were
I
bricked
got
up
it.
for years, right? He doesn't want Jackie.
It's rare that you would see something in an ad like that and like it.
I liked it. That was some good writing in there.
Bricked up.
Yeah. Our mission is to get men bricked up, to get those flags up the pole and saluting.
I like how you just made a Clint Eastwood face. Bricked up.
Instagram cars. My 11-year-old daughter, Sadie, wants to know, what is Jerry's favorite car to drive during a holiday break? What is a holiday car for you? Doesn't matter,
Any
right?
356.
Right.
356s are the zen. They're the essence of pure, humble focus and perfection. A 356 is actually a better car than a 911 because it is more modest in its ambitions, and it's more studied over the years. That when you get into those 356C, this car has been so studied and smooth. It's just like a perfect rock from the bottom of the Ganges that has been lying there for centuries, and all the edges have been refined.
It's the first version of the coronavirus, the most potent.
I like you're laughing at the word Ganges. That made you laugh, right?
The River Ganges.
Why did Ganges make you laugh?
I love the River Ganges because it's from the joke about the guy, the most beautiful suit in the world. You know the joke.
No.
It's a very long joke about a guy's wearing this beautiful suit. He says, how do I get a suit like that? And you stretch it out. You make the joke last 15 minutes. Well, to get a suit like this, it takes years. I've got to go get the stones from the bottom of the River Ganges to bring out the blue in your eyes. I need your tax returns to get the average amount of cash in your wallet so that the fabric of the trousers should just flow smoothly over. Well, how long does it take? Oh, it takes at least 8 to 10 years to get a suit like this. But I got a bar mitzvah Saturday. You'll have it. You'll have it.
Ganges. It'll make you brick hard. Bricked
You'll
up.
be bricked up.
You'll be bricked
bar
up in the
mitzvah.
Ganges.
River Ganges.
No one thought we'd get there this show.
All right, one more question.
No, don't do it, will. Did Jerry ever commit to the Morgan? I guess you got a new Morgan. You sent us a picture of it, right?
No, I have a 2018 Morgan Plus 8, the last run of 50 cars. I sent you a picture the other day, and I love it to death. It's right-hand drive. It's a naturally aspirated V8, makes a beautiful, loud, four-pipe sound. Just gorgeous.
So you're a full-on Morgan
But
guy.
I think
I love it to death. There's nothing like it. It's theater. It's automotive theater.
Right.
The listeners, he's referring to the one that's in Santa Monica. That the salesman
special
No,
one.
that one, what's our guy's name?
For some reason, the only thing that's
Bilge.
coming up is Fat Boy Slim, but that's not Dennis
Elsis? No.
Dennis Woodruff. No, he just passed away.
Dennis Halsey?
Dennis.
Halstead? You had the greatest line about him that he wakes up with a tarp under his takes that air hose and goes.
No, I'm not
blows
good.
himself.
He doesn't
blows
shower.
the
He
dust
just
off.
blows the dust off
And then
himself.
he spends the rest of his day selling old Morgans.
Unsuccessful.
We put his name on a headstone in
Yes,
the
we
cemetery.
did. He's in Unfrosted. That's right.
Yeah, Dennis is right.
But that car, tell us why, and I'll look it
The
up.
63.
Yes.
I never bought it, no. But I think about it every single day.
every day.
Every
still
day.
do?
I do. I love that car.
Glavis.
Dennis Glavis.
And apologies to you, Dennis Glavis.
We love Dennis
love you,
Glavis. We love
and
Morgan
your
West.
shop. We don't
And
mean to insult you.
He had a 63 Super Sport that he let me drive, and I have not stopped thinking about
He
it since.
still texts me about it and wants
It's
you
still
to come
there
over.
waiting for you.
Yeah.
It will
I
never
still
not be
want it.
there. It will always be there for you.
It
until
will.
You take it.
It was on consignment.
Still
No,
And
it's
the guy
still there.
wanted a lot of money.
He still, every 6 months, says, you guys going to come by. What are you doing
I'm
this
ready
week?
anytime.
What are you doing
I love
tomorrow?
when Jerry
Nothing.
says it's a lot of money. How he makes this.
Yeah.
How he factors this.
Can I ask?
You need structure to live, Zuckerman. You need structure. You need to create, even if it's artificial. You need a structure, right? When you look at that BMW, you go, "Do I need that?" You answer, but you found an answer to that question. Now, of course, you don't need it, but you still asked and answered the question.
Okay, at the office, I have a little rule that I tell people: PAR, P-A-R, process, accountability, results. Okay, and that car does not fall within this little acronym whatsoever. It's outside of my normal process. It's without any accountability, but it's a great result.
Can I tell you what
Couldn't
this car?
disagree more.
Can I
You think so?
totally-
You think it's within my
Of
acronym?
course, it's
process
it's
accountability.
The name, the color, the interior, the uniqueness. These are you're a goner. You're a car. Cars are how you communicate to Earth. It's
So
how
you're
you
right.
communicate to Earth.
So it does. It fulfills my process. It's accountable, and it's a great result.
But I can tell you why you haven't bought that car.
Why?
Because you've been on the fence about it.
Since 1990?
No. Just let me get it out. You've been on the fence right from the very start.
That's right.
And when you're on the fence like that, you stay on the fence. You will always be on the fence. And it's a safer place for that car to be in the dealership and look at it from the fence. Because if you were to buy it, you would remain on the fence, and then you would have it, and then it disappears.
Well said.
This is what Spike's
It's-
Car
it's-
Radio specializes
Yeah.
in.
This
The
is
deep
genius.
inner traumas of car assessment.
It's the truth.
It's true.
We've
We-
all bought a lot of cars, and we all have had these experiences, and that's a unique one. The
Yeah.
on the fence experience is unique, but it never changes.
Uh-huh.
Trust your gut on it. Flirt with it, have fun, let it stay over there, and visit it every once in a while.
It's not there.
I guarantee
It's there.
No.
It's there.
Let's make it
Okay.
bet.
We're gonna look tomorrow.
couple
Okay, we'll go
We're
by
gonna-
tomorrow.
We're gonna drive tomorrow. Before we go, gentlemen,
What
my
have we?
favorite two Spike's Car Radio guys at the desk to commemorate today's rebirth of Spike's Car
Thank
Radio.
you.
Oh, be careful. Oh no,
Oh, I
that's
got
right.
the wrong
You have
one?
the very first Sheffield St. Bart #1, and Zuckerman, you have #2.
Wow.
You know I love you guys. The audience
Wow.
loves you guys,
Wow.
This is something else.
Spike.
and I wanted to do something
This is
special.
so
There you
nice.
go.
Look
And
at
those
the
of you at home
packaging.
who'd like one, you can go to Sheffield and order yours now. There's
Look
a
at
few
that.
left. Look at that pretty watch. We'll get a nice close up of that.
That is
This is
gorgeous.
for, you're probably the only guy who's going to make it to St. Bart's this year. But I designed that watch with Jay from Sheffield to wear at the Colombier
Fantastic.
Beach, which you know, that little
Yeah.
beach you go to there.
And it's the same color as the 73 RS.
Out under the table.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention. It's got two straps. You're going to love this. One is tangerine and one is lava. So you'll have a choice to wear.
It's
And
gorgeous.
which is a crazy thing to do with a watch. There's the lava strap right there. But we have two Porsche color straps, and I think they're going to go about 50-50 on it.
Look at the tritium dial. Look at all that tritium. I love tritium.
Loom shots, Jerry, loom shots. And that's our first show. Thanks for tuning in to Spike's Car Radio. We'll see you guys next week with Jay Leno and Johnny Lieberman. Zuckerman, anything else to say, to promote?
In between
My
now
firm.
and then,
If you've been in an accident, you call that guy right
Call
there.
me. I'll get you the money.
If your life has been down and you want to laugh, you look up this guy's tour and he will make you laugh. He's the best in the business.
and if
We'll
you're
see.
bricked up,
look for him. Don't look at us.
he'll help you out of that one.